Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praise, honor, and glory unto Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushai, Bahashem, Rakha HaKodash, the honor to my apostles, great millstone, peace and salutation to the hopeful members of the elect, the Bechorium of the house of David, that's been preordained, predestined to get delivered in these last end times and to be the ruling, governing body of the nation, Yashala. And it's a World War III update. It says, World War III fears as Iran confirms it's tested ICBM for the first time ever and it worked. So hey, they finally did it. Iran finally has a ICBM, okay? And now we are that much closer to World War III. This is very big. And we already know that World War III will not pop off until the mandation of the RFID chip, pursuing to Revelation 13, verse 16, how these elites will cause all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, everyone to receive a mark, okay, a tracking device, a chip. They will cause an economic collapse, a worldwide economic collapse. So it says Tehran claims to have successfully tested an ICBM, which stands for Intercontinental Ballistic Missile, with fresh new World War III fears circulating in a first of its kind launch, right? Okay. And I asked ChatGPT, just give me like a quick summary. I didn't really want to read through the whole article. So it says Iranian officials, a member of Parliament, Mohsen Zanganeh, said that 2 nights ago we tested one of the country's most advanced missiles, which had not been tried until now, and it was successful. They described the test as being of an intercontinental missile or intercontinental missile capability in some reports. Right, an intercontinental missile, the most powerful missiles that can shoot from one continent to another. Let me get a scripture. First, let me get Isaiah, because you have to understand that this was given by the Most High, this knowledge to create these missiles. Okay, so let me get Isaiah 54, verse 16. And it says, Behold, I created the smith that bloweth the coals in the fire. These are your nuclear scientists. And that bringeth forth an instrument for his work. Those are the ICBMs. And I have created the waster to destroy, right? Again, the ICBMs, the warheads. Okay? Because that's what's ultimately going to bring the destruction. All right? If you ever look at an ICBM, let me just show you what it looks like. Some may not know. Okay. But at the tip, all right, though that's basically your warheads. All right, essentially those are the warheads. And then you have the base. That's like the projectile. That's where it, how the missile is launched and sent forth using rocket propellers. Okay, right. You see, perfect example. So it comes out the silos, first stage, second stage, shroud jettisoned, and then once it gets to about 1,000 miles from surface, 500 to 1,000 miles, then that's when the warhead comes out. Okay, and then detonation. All right, that's where that's where all the TNT is withheld in that warhead. All right, and let's get Second Esdras. So the Lord gave the knowledge how to create the missiles to the nations, and it's going to be used for what? Ultimately to destroy America. Babylon, America will be destroyed. Second Ezra chapter 16, verse, let me see, verse 13. For strong is his right hand that bendeth the bow, all right, the silos, that's when the missiles come out of. His arrows that he shooteth are sharp, the ICBMs, and he shall not miss. When these nations, Russia, all of America's oppositions, even their close allies, which will turn on them, pursuant to Revelation 17 chapter, all right, they will hate this whore and burn her with fire. When they begin to be shot into the ends of the world. Okay, let me see. I believe there was another one. Okay, well, I'll keep reading. It says, behold, the plagues are sent and shall not return again until they come upon the earth. The fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth. But you see, going back to 13, when they begin to be shot into the ends of the world, all right, they're starting from one place, from a whole other continent, and they're shot, and their main target, pursuant to prophecy, is America. Okay? These missiles are going to come from these other nations and hit this place, and a complete annihilation. It says the fire is kindled and shall not be put out till it consume the foundation of the earth, not the whole earth, all right, but this western part of the earth, America primarily. Other nations will get hit as well, most likely, but total damage will be towards America. Like as an arrow which is shot of a mighty archer returneth not backward, even so the plagues that shall be sent upon earth shall not return again. Right? So let's keep reading. All right, get the summary of this article. It says, eyewitnesses in cities like Tehran, Gorgan, Sari, and Semnan reportedly saw flames, smoke trails, lights in the night sky, consistent with a missile launch or test. State-affiliated media also showed images, video of a launch-like event. The announcement came amid increasing tension with Israel and the West and recent snapback sanctions or threats thereof under UN mechanisms. Yeah, let's see Bibi Netanyahu get crazy now. What is uncertain / what experts are cautious about. It is not yet confirmed independently that Iran has a fully operational ICBM, an example one with confirmed long-range capability, guidance, re-entry vehicle, etc. Some experts say that they have knowledge but no proof yet of complete ICBM weapon system, and they will have one, okay, because the Most High is controlling this. You nations of the earth, you have no control. You're doing the bidding of the Most High, Yahweh, Bahashem Yahushai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ. Those are the true names. Iran will get a missile, an ICBM missile. Let me get Joel. Joel chapter 3, verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the Gentiles. Prepare war. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up, and they all draw. These nations are drawing near because they're doing military exercises. NATO, nations that's a part of NATO, they do military exercises every now and then. Russia, Venezuela, and Cuba recently they demonstrated military exercises in South America, and they give each other weapons. The whole ordeal between Iran and Israel, because They were afraid that Iran was creating ICBMs. Okay, so they're preparing for war. They invest more into their military power. And it says, beat your plowshares into swords and your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. So again, they invest more into their military power, their military might, invest more into technology used for warfare and weapons. Your plowshare, your pruning hook, those are agricultural devices, right? Well, it's saying put those down and, you know, pick up a sword and a spear. Okay, focus more on building military weapons. All right, don't worry about uh, your you know economic wealth, I should say, or other means. Okay, because we are in the spirit of war. Okay, this earth is like in a spirit of chaos and perplexity, and these elites are moving closer to their NWO, and we're definitely in the time of war. It's nations rising against nations, like scriptures say. Okay, Russia, Ukraine, the whole situation with Pakistan, India a few months ago, Israel, Iran. All right, and then I think it was another recent one with somewhere in Southeast Cambodia and Thailand, I believe. But you see nation rising against nation, all right, and it's gonna escalate. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathen, gather yourselves together round about. Thither cause thy mighty ones to come down, O Lord. Let the heathen be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat, which means Yahweh, which translates to Yahweh Shaphat, which means Yahweh's decision, because that's where he will send his son Yahweh Shai to judge these troops, these different militaries of these nations, and he will destroy them there, obliterate them. That'll be the main hot zone for WW3 as well. So Yahweh Shai will be, one day he would come back in the midst of these nations fighting each other. Then they'll turn their attention to the Lord with the host of the holy angels. They'll try to fight, and it won't end well for them. They will be destroyed, annihilated, obliterated. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about, right? So let's continue. And it says the exact range of the tested missile is unclear. Intercontinental implies a range typically of 5,500 kilometers or more, able to strike distant continents, right? But there is no clear data proving the missile can reach that far. It's possible the test was of a vehicle or technology that could be used as part of an ICBM development. The whole point is that they're developing one, though, right? Parts of a launch system, propulsion, staging, re-entry technologies rather than an actual fully tested nuclear capable ICBM. Some alternative explanations are also reported. For example, state media may be framing the event as a systems check rather than a missile test in some accounts. With its mean implications, it confirmed this would represent a major shift in Iran's strategic military capability and would be likely to provoke strong reactions, diplomatic, economic, potentially sanctions from the U.S., Israel, and their allies, like they can care. It will raise fears about escalation in the Middle East, and once they touch Iran, Russia's coming in to be a guard, like it says in Ezekiel 38 chapter. Especially if others perceive Iran is moving closer to deploying long-range weapons that could threaten distant targets. It adds to the ongoing concern that Iran's missile and space launch vehicle programs are relevant not just for civil satellite launch uses, but also dual use technologies that could feed into long range missile, possibly nuclear weapons delivery systems. Okay. And it says Tentative conclusion, what we know so far. Iran says it has tested a missile it describes as intercontinental, which it claims it had not tested before. All right, there's evidence, so videos, eyewitnesses of the missile launch. Right, what's not confirmed that the missile tested is truly an ICBM. Blase, blase. That was it. But either way, I was just reading the last part, Salaki. Okay, it says whether it's nuclear capable or intended to carry nuclear weapons, Iran denies seeking nuclear weapons officially, but there are eternal debates. But hey, either way, we are moving closer to World War III. All right, so we just have to see, how this will develop. So with that, Shalom.